over the years, I seem to have got caught up in a Soviet long-range penetration operation. Indeed, I'm not sure what the GRU had in mind when they mind control programmed me in a Belgrade mental hospital, but it all seems to be working out rather strangely in Wiltshire. Indeed, there are numerous GRU black sites across Wiltshire, and I believe I've been taken to these sites over the years and reprogrammed in these black sites by GRU operatives. Indeed, Wiltshire is full of GRU operatives. So it's very interesting to consider that the GRU have basically had eyes on me at all times for the past 12 years in Wiltshire, which is really quite a scary concept. Indeed, the Soviet long range strategy is part of the agenda of the Illuminati psychocracy. Indeed, various networks of Sabbateans, Frankists, and Illuminists penetrated Russia during the late 1700s and the entire century of the 1800s to lay the groundwork for the eventual erection of the communist state. Indeed, perestroika was a deception, and the Soviet framework is still operative in Russia. Indeed, the so-called liberalization of Russia after the collapse of the Soviet Union was actually a false front, and the same intelligence structure runs the Russian Federation that ran the Soviet Union. Indeed, the KGB and GRU intelligence structures, as well as SMERSH, are all still in place, all working towards a psychopolitical agenda with an endgame planned for Wiltshire in the coming years. Indeed, the shrinks of the Illuminati psychocracy all seem to be in this together. Indeed, there seems to be a fear of mental patients by the Illuminati psychocracy, which dates back to the roots of the Illuminati psychocracy in the Mad Housekeepers Guild in 1750s Germany. Indeed, I believe one of the key meetings that took place for the Mad Housekeepers Guild in the 1750s in Germany was in the city of Bremen. And much of this endgame scenario that is occurring now in Wiltshire was planned then. Indeed, various GRU operatives seem to have set themselves up local to my residence and are most probably operating the beaming technology that is harassing me with radioactive particle psychotronic beams. Indeed, these beams are beginning to drive me stir crazy, and I believe that all of my activities in the town are not only watched by satellite, with several Russian satellites encircling Warminster, but my activities are also watched by human intelligence GRU operatives also. Indeed, it's all very interesting to consider the long-range Soviet strategic agenda in terms of the so-called collapse of the USSR, but the framework remained. Indeed, I do believe that the Soviet framework has run the United Kingdom since the 1950s, especially here around Warminster, and there are various pro-Soviet defense intelligence GRU connected operatives operating out of the Warminster military base that are involved in my psychotronic targeting as part of the Russian targeted individual program, which is already quite scary. Indeed, these networks are directly interlinking with Deutsche Verteidigungsdienst continuum networks and various satanic covens, such as those coordinated by the Order of Nine Angles. Indeed, all of these networks are part of a long-range penetration agenda organized by Dom occultists through networks also of the Mossad. Indeed, the Mossad as a continuum are not only Deutsche Verteidigungsdienst coordinated, but are also KGB and GRU coordinated operatives. So all of this is a vast Illuminati agenda, and they seem to have some game plan for the Anglo villages in the coming years, the details of which are a bit hazy, but I imagine they are going to utilize adherents of the faith of Ishmael to basically carry out a mass rape of Anglo village girls and basically incorporate the West, i.e., in this case, the United Kingdom, into the Soviet structure for an alignment by the Illuminati psychocracy of West and East into a global government structure. So it's all very interesting to consider the Leninist long-range strategy that is now being played out surrounding whatever happens to me in Wiltshire. It's all very interesting. It seems that a lot could come down depending on what happens to me, which is really quite a scary concept. Indeed, I seem to have, over the years, accidentally got myself caught up in a large international espionage agenda. And perhaps a part of this is punishment. Indeed, the Soviet GRU most probably would like to punish me for my involvement in international espionage activities when I am a lunatic and I am not welcome in the game, basically. So, as a lunatic who is not welcome in the game, I believe the GRU are radiating me partially as punishment for being annoying, basically. Indeed, I believe that the GRU find me to be a very irritating person. Indeed, it seems that various departments find me to be a very irritating person. Indeed, I believe Wiltshire Police find me to be a very irritating person. However, in terms of the exposures of Wiltshire Police that I've engaged in over the years, I am bringing those to an end because I wish to concentrate on the Illuminati agenda, much of which seems to be coordinated by Deutsche Verteidigungsdienst, long-range Nazi penetration operations, and KGB-GRU, long-range Soviet penetration operations. Indeed, these networks are directly interlinking with Hebrew interests. Indeed, the Mossad networks all seem to be intelligence branches engaged in these operations also. It is interesting the amount of crossover between the Mossad and the KGB over the years. Indeed, the Stasi networks are still operative as well, though these tend to fall within the Deutsche Verteidigungsdienst continuum just as much as they do the KGB continuum. And it is all interlinking. Indeed, these networks are run by Illuminati operatives of Insinuating brethren of the actual overarching Illuminati intelligence agency, which directly connects to the Mad Housekeepers Guild and the networks of German eugenicists, psychiatrists, and psychopoliticians that wish to basically coordinate the psycho-civilization of society, in league with various operatives of Western intelligence agencies also, who have come under the influence of the Insinuating Brethren. Indeed, the Insinuating Brethren are the key Illuminati intelligence operatives that basically coordinate the activities of the Deutsche Verteidigungsdienst and the Soviet KGB GRU networks, as well as Mossad operatives, many of whom are Sabbateans, Dom occultists, and Frankists. All of these networks are interlinking. Indeed, the long-range penetration of Hebrew society by Sabbateans and Frankists, i.e. Dom occultists, has occurred. Indeed, it seems there is a bit of a false conflict going on between Hebrews in London and the Faith of Ishmael population. Indeed, all of these elements are basically operative often for the destruction of the population of the United Kingdom via Illuminist long-range strategy. Indeed, I say this, but not all Hebrews are guilty of being a part of this agenda, nor are all the Faith of Ishmael. So it's very interesting. Indeed, the extremist elements of the Faith of Ishmael seem to be being run by Deutsche Verteidigungsdienst operatives and Agenter, as well as receiving logistical training, finances, and intelligence training from the GRU. So it's already very interesting to consider what is going down in the United Kingdom right now. Indeed, it's all rather crazy indeed. All of these neo-Nazi and satanic networks such as National Action, National Anarchist Movement, Process Church of the Final Judgment, Continuum Networks, and the Order of Nine Angles, and all of these interconnecting networks with these tend to be Deutsche Verteidigungsdienst operations run through Deutsche Verteidigungsdienst operatives within British intelligence. Indeed, Troy Southgate is a Deutsche Verteidigungsdienst operative of British intelligence and a Freemason, but is at his ultimate loyalty is with the Deutsche Verteidigungsdienst. Indeed, it's all very interesting to consider the amount of networks that I infiltrated basically over the years, but these networks were attempting to harness my brain power and use me as part of the long-range strategy of the Illuminati. However, I would never go on board with the program, and I believe that I caused a lot of operatives within various networks a lot of frustration, and a lot of what is going on now with the GRU irradiating me has to do with the fact that I was basically the fool of the intelligence world. Indeed, I was the fool of the game. And the GRU does not take very kindly to lunatics wandering around in their operations. However, they were attempting to utilize behavior modification, thought control, parapsychology, and various other mechanisms to control my mind so that I would basically operate in a way that the GRU wanted me to. Indeed, I believe there are too many women in the Russian intelligence services who have a slight fondness for me, so the GRU guys aren't allowed to pop me off, basically. So it's all very interesting to consider, really. Indeed, these days I'm basically a defector. I am living in a Wiltshire village, and the population are being very hostile towards me, most probably because they are being fed information by the GRU that I am a GRU operative, when this isn't actually the case at all. I believe almost the police department know about this. However, they are too angry with me for my exposures of Wiltshire police over the years that they would not want this hostility to end. Indeed, I'm very curious about these gang stalking operations that have been occurring in this town recently. Indeed, it's all rather strange to consider that the majority of these gang stalkers had some sort of connection to the Warminster military base. However, these networks were being run by GRU facilitators and Dom cultists, interestingly. So I'm not entirely sure all of these gang stalkers were in it by choice. Indeed, that is the thing about the phenomenon of gang stalking. It seems that the majority of gang stalker operatives basically are not doing it through choice. Indeed, many of the males involved in gang stalking tend to have some sort of seedy secrets that they wish to not be brought into the public domain. So they are basically coerced into gang stalking operations by networks of Masonic lodges, many of whom seem to be GRU coordinated. Indeed, it seems that the GRU's takeover of Britain in the 50s and the fact that the British government has been a puppet government of the Soviet Union since the 50s, a lot of this has to do with the fact that the GRU penetrated the Masonic Lodge. Indeed, this is a continuation of the Insinuating Brethren's takeover of Freemasonry that began in the 1770s and 1780s. Indeed, everything is basically interlinking into this imperial Illuminati agenda of the imperial Illuminati intelligence network, who are known as the Insinuating Brethren. And Insinuating Brethren seem to operate through the Deutsche Verteidigungsdienst and through the KGB-GRU networks and through networks of British, American and French intelligence also. Indeed, it's all very interesting to consider the activities of the Insinuating Brethren and the fact that the Insinuating Brethren in their early years would buy children from poor families and do open brain surgery while the child was still conscious to attempt to harness the life energy of a human being. Indeed, these experiments were continued across the mental hospital system of Europe at the time. And the reason why so many asylums were built in the early 1800s was to contain the mind control victims of the Insinuating Brethren, who were operating as part of a psychiatric agenda, which was built by the Mad Housekeepers Guild in their headquarters in Bremen in the 1700s. So it's all very, very strange, and it's all really quite scary. And indeed, I'm not entirely sure how I've become such an important component in this whole agenda, though there does seem to be a long-range strategy that the GRU have regarding me. However, I'm attempting to flip that on its head and basically work against the GRU as much as I possibly can. Indeed, I'm not sure how things are going to work out for me, and it is very difficult to operate with the amount of hostility I'm receiving. Indeed, I would like to state again that my operations against Wiltshire Police have now terminated, and I will no longer be exposing Wiltshire Police networks, apart from for possible interlinkings with Faith of Ishmael cartels in the future, though my target is no longer Wiltshire Police. I am operating against this long-range Soviet strategy and the long-range Nazi continuum strategy and the activities of the Insinuating Brethren, i.e. the operatives of the Order of the Illuminati, who are attempting to establish a psychopolitical, psychocratic dictatorship in the United Kingdom in accordance with tenets that the Mad Housekeepers Guild created in Bremen in the 1750s that led to an accord between Prussian, other German and Bavarian secret services to create the Bavarian Illuminati, which then began a large takeover of the Masonic Lodge. Indeed, it seems that the takeover of Britain by the GRU in the 1950s was due to a long-range strategy that allowed for the GRU to place its operatives in key positions within the British Masonic lodges. So these British Masonic lodges became wholly Illuminized. Indeed, much of this Illuminism, the Illuminist constructs that took over the British Masonic lodges, were via networks of the Ordo Templi Orientis, who had lodges in Germany, France, Russia, and Britain, and were basically part of the Deutsche Verteidigungsdienst Abwehr long-range continuum operations, but operating through the networks of GRU operatives coordinated by the Insinuating Brethren. So it's all very interesting to consider how all of this links up. Indeed, I am having a bit of trouble arranging all of this in my brain to be able to create this content, but I believe that I have pretty much figured out what is going on. The Jesuits are part of these continuums also via the Roman Catholic Church networks of Illuminists that coordinate operations for the Insinuating Brethren within Catholic Church hierarchies, and through the entity, i.e. the key component of Vatican intelligence. So it's all very interesting. Indeed, I'm going to leave it there now.